One of the themes for this year is fighting fear, fighting mediocrity, and fighting small thinking. This kind of military theme is something that I'm really on with at the moment. I want to encourage you with, because there can often be a time lag between the decision to take action, which is going to eventually produce a win or a victory, and then the actual victory coming about. And that time lag is critical to be aware of. And let me give you an illustration, because one of the things that I've been particularly thinking about is the Second World War. It just so happens that a few of the films I've been watching in recent weeks has got a connection to those world wars that we experienced in the last century. And one of the most significant dates in that Second World War, of course, was the 6th of June 1944, where we saw the largest seaborne invasion of a territory in history. 156,000 Allied troops sent into a vicious battle between the German and the Allied forces, that the commanders making the decision to send those troops in knew would result in mass casualties, but they also knew, without the pain of that decision, that the outcome of the war could have been very, very different. Of course, at the time, they didn't know for certain that it would produce the victory, but they knew it was a decision that they had to take. And yet the actual outcome of the victory of World War II for the Allied forces didn't come about until a year later, on the 8th of May 1945, when we have VE Day. So here we've got D-Day, 6th of June 1944, and VE Day, 8th of May 1945. Almost a year difference. That's the time lag between the pain that would produce the victory and then the celebration of the victory itself. And I've been thinking about this because we've got to be aware, and of course that's an analogy, a scenario that hopefully we'll never ever have to experience again, but in our own personal warfare, in other words, in our own battles, there's a principle that we've got to understand. There is always going to be a time lag between the decision which is made in pain and the outcome of victory that is going to come as a result of that decision. And we've got to have confidence when going through the pain in making the decisions and making disciplined decisions to say no to ourselves, or no to other people, or no to opportunities, or no to indulging in something that we'd really like to do, but we know we've got to stay focused. Whatever that battle looks like for you, it might be saying no to focusing on what you know is going to produce fear or anxiety, or saying no to mediocrity, or saying no to small thinking. Whatever that battle is, there's going to be pain attached to it, and there's going to be a time lag between that decision and then the outcome, the win that's going to come from that decision. But in that period, you've got to have confidence in the decision that you're making. That's why I believe, as I mentioned in the last video, the character training that you're going through right now, saying, do you know what, this is who I'm going to be in this season. Whilst I can't control a whole lot of stuff that's going on, I can decide this is who I am going to bring to each day. This is who I'm going to bring to my conversations. This is who I'm going to bring into my family environment, into my conversations, into whatever that I do. As I confidently bring who I am, even when that results in pain. Because staying aligned and true to who I am can sometimes result in friction. In relationships, it can bring pain of discipline that says, okay, hanging on and waiting, maybe I'm going to miss out on that opportunity. And then all of a sudden, doubt starts to creep in. But there's pain attached to any of those decisions. But I want you to be confident. When you're in character training, you have confidence between the pain that's going to produce the victory and the outcome. Even if that's a year, 2 years, 5 years, have confidence. You know, for me and my Christian faith, and I know that people who watch these videos, not everybody's a Christian, but from my Christian faith point of view, again, you know, Jesus is my greatest example. And, you know, he was crucified on Good Friday, and that's like D-Day. That was the day of climatic pain, of making that decision for mankind to put his life on that cross to take punishment for mankind's sins. And then the outcome of that victory would be experienced at different points for different people. When I put my faith in Jesus, then I experienced the victory, the VE Day, of his D-Day. And whilst you may not be a Christian, but realize that your D-Day decision to embrace pain is going to result in somebody else's VE Day of victory. It could be your children. Maybe we need to pay the price today, the cost of discipline today, to break a pattern in our family, to break a habit so that we don't encourage generations that are coming after us to adopt those same destructive habits. So our D-Day becomes their VE Day. So can you see the pattern here? Again, I want to encourage you. The cost of the future is the present. The cost of the future is the present. You see, we can either play today and pay later, or we can pay the price today so that we can play later. I want to encourage you. I want to champion you. You've got it in you. There's more in you than you think. But come on, let's realize it's time to declare war on the things that are holding the real you back, and you experiencing the fullness of life that lies ahead for you and those that you influence, those you love, those that you haven't even met yet, that your breakthrough is going to create an opening for them. Come on, let's embrace the pain of that disciplined choice that we need to make today. Cheering you on. Take care, guys.